G'day? Hello? How the fuck are ya? Oh, I hope you're so good. Man, it's misty outside. It's moody. Melbourne is entering into that phase, my favourite time of the year. Sort of. I mean, I'm up and down at the moment, emotionally. Who's to say if that's the weather? Who's to say if that's just me? I've been a bit sick. I think I talked about this last time, which means it's probably still going on. I've just been that little bit sick. Enough that I'm a bit sleepy, a bit tired, a bit run down. But not enough to just go to bed and chill the fuck out. And I hate that. But 'tis the season. But I still am enjoying this colder weather. I enjoy rugging up. I enjoy covering up my body as much as possible. I love layers. Make them thick, baby. I like my thick boy layers. I'm not a thick boy, I'm a small, skinny dweeb of a man that still likes to be covered up. Is that a crime? Is it a crime to cover up a boy? Hey, this is In the Back of My Head podcast. I have no idea what episode this is because I missed a week and I'm all shook up, completely out of whack. Out of practice. So who knows what number it is? You probably do, it's probably written somewhere. It's a creative podcast. I talk about what's in my head, what's in the back of my head, and I tell it to you. We talk, we have a discussion. It's pretty one-sided, given the format. But hopefully some shit that I'm thinking about will make sense to you, where you're at creatively, or where you're at in life. Oh God, is it an advice channel? Jesus Christ. What is it? Why do I'm sure we all love to give advice, right? I'm sure we all love to give advice. Is it just I guess it's fulfilling the same function as doing a podcast like this. It's like the idea of the easiest way to kind of solidify some information in your head is to teach it to somebody else. I'm finding that as I do mentoring with some young people. That I'm finding bits of knowledge that I've got that I haven't accessed in a long time or really understood fully until I have to explain it and I get it. I hope I get it enough that I can explain it to them. And in the same token, in the same way, to explain some ideas of what you should be doing or what you think is a good idea to be doing as a creative or as just as a person, to explain it maybe will make more sense to you, help you work that shit out, because we're all going through exactly the same shit. I'd like to bring my water as well, but I haven't got enough hands. It's probably my biggest regret in this life, not having more hands. It's not on me though. That's on God, baby. Let's sit in the chair today. God. I've been thinking about something. Because I would say currently, in the last last 2 weeks I've been a little bit, because I was on a real high. I was on a real creative high. I was hitting my stride. I was making a lot of stuff. I was putting out a lot of stuff. I put out that EP, which I'm sure you've listened to. Oh, you better have. I put out an EP, and I put out some videos. I put out some spoken word videos and things like that, things of that nature. And it was good. It was fun. I had a good time doing it. And the main thing is I had this sense of just flying forward with no sense of what's coming next, which was really nice. I stumbled across a quote during that little manic episode. And it was a manic episode. A guy called Thor from Pirate Gaming on YouTube talking about the early days of the internet, when everybody had a random blog for their cat. Bullshit like that. Just fun things. And he said the phrase people were creating with wild abandon. With wild abandon. And I fucking love that term, that phrase. I've heard it before, but came at the right time. Always a good thing to hear things again and again because you don't know when it's going to resonate with you. Yeah, hit me at the right time because I was feeling really manic. I was feeling crazy. I was on my bullshit. Couldn't be stopped. No one was trying to stop me, but if they did, they'd have a rough time of it, I'll tell you what. Last 2 weeks, not so much. Last 2 weeks I have felt bloody down the dumps, mate. Down the dumps. Not super creative. Like I've made some stuff and it's fine, it's good, you know. I guess when you're in the mode, well practiced, you still make stuff, but it's that feeling. It doesn't feel the same. And that's what hurts. But it got me thinking. Because weirdly, while I'm feeling down, I'm also getting not any semblance of real growth in what I'm doing in terms of my audience, but I am seeing a more tangible interest in what I'm doing from people I meet in the poetry scene, but also I've emailed some radio stations, and I've actually got people from said radio stations being like, hey man, this is cool. Do you want to come in and do an interview? Hey, I'm going to play your tracks. Nice tunes, buddy boy, is what they say to me. And to them I say, what? Really? My stuff? You're going to play my stuff on the radio? That's fucked, man. Why would you do that to your listeners, your poor listeners? And the thing is, I've put out a lot of music, I put out a lot of stuff over the past over 10 years now of putting out stuff. And I've sent emails. Don't get me wrong, I've sent emails. I've sent out a lot of stuff. I have tried many different techniques. None well, I don't think. Obviously, because they didn't work. None well. And I'd never get interest, never get any bites. So I would go fishing through cast my lure and no bites. Not a trout, nor a carp, nor a rainbow fish, or a lorikeet lost in the depths. Aren't we all just lorikeets lost in the depths? Colourful birds seeking refuge. And so the first thought is obviously, have I gotten better? Is my music better? I would argue, and I would hope, yes, oh yes. I hope that everything that I'm doing is better than everything that I did before. And that's why. And so that sent me down that path of like those little baby steps, which I've talked about on here before, about those little tiny baby steps that you take, really hard to see them, and then you suddenly get these huge landmarks. You're like, oh, have I actually progressed? But that's talking about your creative like practice, or your impact, or your audience. Like these are all little baby steps, but they're all quite tangible, quite. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of technical in a way. They're almost technical. you practice, and so you get more good at a thing. Oh, how elegantly put. Eloquent. I think far more importantly, and far more tedious is not just getting good. Not just getting good at something, getting better at something. In this example, the two things that I do as a musician that I think I'm getting half decent at. Production, I've been doing that for the longest. Out of any creative process that I still do besides playing guitar, and even then, I took way more breaks playing guitar for years. So realistically, hours put in, production, hands down. And I still listen to my beats now and go, they're fine, they're good. There's some good ones. Are they that much fucking better than they were 10 years ago? Yes, but also no. I don't know if they're 10 years better. You know? The other thing is my rapping. The other thing is my vocal performance has drastically improved. That's a lot better to my ears. Others might not be paying as much attention, which is so fucking valid. Is it 10 years worth of getting better? Why there would be any change in people's reaction, people's interest in what I'm doing? And I think obviously yes, but I think the thing that's actually changed, I think the thing that's actually different now, and not consistently different, it fluctuates every fucking day. It fluctuates every day, fluctuates every week, fluctuates every year. Some days you're really good, some days you're real bad. But overall, I am more confident. Overall, I am more... Fuck, where's the word? I think it's just confidence. But that makes sense that has taken that time. Because it's really easy to just practice every single fucking day. So like, I want to be the best classical guitar player. Great. Pick up a classical guitar and practice the fuck out of it every single fucking day. And you'll get fucking good. You'll get real fucking good at it. You might not get the creative bone in your body needed to like really excel, really climb the ladder. There might be some more living you gotta do. But the thing that's really fucking hard to get better at is just being a more comfortable person in your own skin. And I can't remember why this came up to me recently, but I went and listened back and looked back over my Instagram account and some of my music from the past 10 years. That's all still up there. You can still listen to a fair bit of it on Spotify. My Bandcamp is far more populated, and then there's tracks and shit that don't exist on there at all, that I assume I have somewhere. I listened back, and it got me thinking of just how little I thought of myself. Thinking about just high school being rough, which is just like, oh, woe is you. Oh, such a hard life. But primary school and high school just fucking sucked. They were just fucking trash. And not everyone. So many people have that experience. So many people have that experience of just a really shitty time at school. But I think it's actually, because just getting up and going on through life, just continuing is a massive first step. But that shit is in there. That shit is ingrained into you. that what you are doing creatively is trash, for example. I felt that through particular friends in quotation marks, particular friends of mine when I was in school. I feel like I probably did it to them as well. But we just eroded each other's confidence as creatives. And then we tried to like form bands and shit later on as crippled human beings that we did to each other. Not entirely crippled. We still made some cool shit. We still pushed forward. But to actually have the fucking core belief in yourself that like, oh, I actually might be half decent at a thing. Or I actually allow myself to be the creative that I want to be, or just the person that you want to fucking be. I think that just takes a long fucking time. Maybe longer for others, or shorter time for others. I think I've gotten a lot better as a creative. But I think the main change has been very hard to see for myself, very hard to actually analyze for myself over that amount of time, but actually recognizing the 10 years difference from a 20-year-old to a 30-year-old of like, oh, I am now ready, maybe, barely ready, but still more so than I ever was to actually do some of this stuff with a bit more gusto, with a bit more intention, with a bit more understanding, with a bit more confidence, and just being comfortable doing that thing. Even though I did it. It's a weird feeling of like, because I did make so much shit as a young person and did basically exactly what I'm doing now, have been doing it for the past 10 years. Life has actually really not changed that dramatically. I still do the same shit. But the person who's doing it, I think, has dramatically grown. And that is the hardest part to measure, I think, as you're going. I think that's why. Maybe it's not. Maybe so I just have technically gotten better, but I think that's the reason why there might be some interest in what I'm doing. Maybe. Or not. I'm gonna wrap it up there. Was that anything? Did I say anything? Did I take 20 minutes to say nothing? I don't know. Like, it feels like a pretty obvious fucking statement, right? But if it comes to me and I'm like, oh, that's interesting, then it's gonna be interesting to somebody else. Always hard to remember that. If it gets your brain, if it tickles your brain, it'll probably tickle somebody else's brain. All right, that's In the Back of My Head podcast, episode something or other. I love you so much. I hope you have a fucking great day. Go outside or paint a painting, write a poem about fucking lorikeets. Was it lorikeets? Is that what I was talking about? See you next time.